Motormaster, the Autobots are attacking a supply base near you. You and your Stunticons are ordered to defend that location.
As you command, Lord Megatron. We shall obliterate these Autobots as if they were Turbo Fox pups. Stunticons, convert to the supply base or I'll add you to the pile of corpses we're gonna create.
Everything's all clear here, Silverbolt. The outer defenses are down. Silverbolt, Motormaster's here, and handed us our exhaust. We need help.
Hi guys, Brian here, and today I want to give you my quick impressions on the Transformers Combiner Wars Motormaster. So here he is. He's in vehicle mode, and he's got no undercarriage. I love robots, I love vehicle mode that have no undercarriage. Other than his fists, you can't really tell that there's a robot under here. So, I like that. I think it's a cool looking vehicle mode, nice paint apps. I love the kind of like lilac purple windshield that he has. Don't love the crotch plate just sitting here, but there's more egregious offenders of this, but other than that, I think this is a really awesome looking vehicle mode actually. So, Motormaster comes with his card. Got some nice artwork, they always do. That's it. He also comes with his sword, which, okay, it can split into two, which, by the way, took me like a week to figure out that it splits into two, because it probably says so in the instructions, but I never bothered reading it. And this part's a gun, this part's a sword for Motormaster, and there is storage for the gun part in vehicle mode. I cannot find any way to store this, nor have been able to find any unofficial ways to store it, short of just like resting it somewhere on him. So that's kind of dumb. But I actually really get a kick out of this sword for some reason, just being able to take this thing apart and combine it. And like, I didn't even realize this was two pieces when I first got it. I'm like, I wonder what this is for. I guess this is for like a gun for it, I guess. But I kind of dig this sword a lot actually, and it's got this nice silver paint on it. As you can see, it's all shiny and hard for my camera to focus on, but I like this sword. Now let's go ahead and throw in some companions in here for some size comparisons, shall we? And by companions I mean one. There's Dragstrip. They are a decent size together, not horrendously out of scale in my view. Like, if I saw these on a display, I wouldn't necessarily go, huh, that shouldn't be the same scale. They probably are drastically different scales, but to my untrained eye, this looks decent enough for believability. And to compare him with his other Combiner Wars brethren, or other counterpart, there's Silverbolt. They are, well, Silverbolt's longer because he's got the beak. But take that off, and I'd say they're a pretty decent amount of the words stop failing me. They're pretty decent size comparison to each other if you like them to have about the same mass. Obviously, I'm more of a fan of having things to vehicle mode scale because this is not a believable disguise at all if this is a truck scaled to a correct person, or vice versa. This is a horrible disguise for a truck if this is scaled to the correct size to be a disguise for a what was this? No, Concorde. This was a Concorde. So, I prefer scale, and this is not to scale. But if you like your robots to have the same amount of mass, they are about the same, just spread out differently. And one last size comparison that I'm using for the Combiner Wars, Chromia, who is the Prid RC mold, because she is basically ubiquitous now for everybody. I would hope. It's a really good mold. So, it's pretty decently scaled for Deluxe versus Voyager, so I'm okay with it. And since she's Cybertronian, I don't have to care about scale, because if this was a motorcycle, this would be like, whoa, what the hell? Especially if I want to pull Silverbolt in, like what the hell kind of scale would this be if she was an actual human-sized motorcycle? Would be this big on it. So that's fun. And for one more size comparison that I want to do for purely personal and self-glorification reasons, there's my custom Motormaster made from Fall Cybertron Optimus Prime, who I rather dig. I have a custom Motormaster that I like, and this is actually the first time he's been in vehicle mode for a while, and I suck at painting some things on this guy. So, moving on to the size comparison. He is bigger than a deluxe. Yep, yes he is. Yeah, he is. Like, he could carry his previous self on the back, almost. Maybe if I did that. Nope. Now this just kind of looks kind of sick. He's big. New one's big. Small one is small. But I'm okay with it. I like this scale. I'm okay. I like this. I am now a robot. Goodbye. He rolls pretty darn nicely. I will say that. He is nice and fun. But let's go ahead and get this guy into vehicle... No, he's already in vehicle mode. Let's get into robot mode, where I will then discuss what I like about him. Alright, and here he is in robot mode, and he's holding his weapons. He can hold his weapons. There is no real storage for them in robot mode that I can see. Oh, wait, maybe... Hey, I can do that. And hey, I can probably do... Nope, still can't do that because that peg has things on it that make it so this sword can't go into it. Square, or circle post, not circle hole. Don't know what to do. On his transformation. I find this guy's transformation to be really, really awesome. And just... I pick him up and just transform him back and forth a few times because he's just entertaining to transform. His transformation is just intricate but not super complex. It's slightly on the low end of my preferred level of complexity, but it's still in a rather comfortable, like, ooh, this is cool, this is how this is doing this. Like, especially this head flipping gimmick. That's just kind of cool. He's got a bit of a backpack on him, but that's okay. That's more for combined mode, because, hey, there's his crotch plate. But that can just fold up, and I'm okay with his backpack. Kind of helps hide how thin he is. But again, I'm okay with it. And besides, if you really want it to be thicker, you can also... This crotch piece is on a double hinge, so you can move it around a lot. I think officially for robot mode, you're supposed to put it like that. And in fact, I generally do. I just forgot this time. Haha, I'm human. So, for scale, we've got his counterpart, Silverbolt, who looks actually kind of spindly next to him. So that's actually kind of cool. I like how beefy Motormaster is compared to Silverbolt. Looks like he would just kick his ass. But his companion, we've got Dragstrip here. And yeah, I like the scale too. It looks like he is important. Granted, that's not necessarily, you know, I shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but hey, I like this. This is a good scale. And for one more size comparison, here he is with my custom Fall Cybertron Motormaster made from a Fall Cybertron Optimus Prime. So you can see how he scales with the that mold. So you can see he's rather big. Still, you know, about the same size as regular Deluxe. So I'm okay with the scale. One last size comparison. We've got Chromia. He's big. I'd be concerned if it wasn't Chromia, who could probably kick his ass. Or at least hold her own. For his articulation, he's got a ball-jointed head, but the head isn't able to do too drastically much. I love the head design on this. Like, Motormaster's always had a dumb head, but this is a very good version of the dumb head. Like, I love his dumb head because it's dumb. It is just a box with a face on it, and it is so silly. But it gets away with it because it's a Transformers, and I love how dumb it is. His arms can go around, but they kind of come unpegged here a bit easily, but not... Oh, it's something to be aware of, but not happening every single time. He's got a bicep swivel. He can go in and out. He's got a good... Well, he's got a decent elbow. Like, if I could find a way to flip these hands around, I would, because if his arms was like this, grammar, awesome. If his arms were like this, not only would you get a little bit of detail here, but you get a huge double jointed elbow, which would be awesome if the hand wasn't the wrong way. So if this hand was like on a swivel and could just spin around, I would totally have my Motormaster like this. Granted, the side kibble gets in the way of articulation a bit, but hey, one click out and that should take care of that, and hey, there you go. Actually, no, it kind of looks ugly. Anyway, I would prefer a double jointed elbow, but that's not what I have. He's got a waist swivel. He's got... Get out of my way. That movement. He's got thigh articulation. He's got knee. He's got toe. But the thing that I kind of dislike about him the most is that his hips have that annoying thing where they're either too close or one click is too far. Kind of sucks, and it's, I think, more for his torso mode, because I think it works better in torso mode. Torso mode, torso mode, torso mode, torso mode, torso mode, torso mode. But it's kind of, I don't know, disappointing, I guess. Yeah, that's the right word, disappointing. So there's his articulation. He's pretty articulated, not amazingly so, but I can get him into some cool stuff. Like, raw, I'm going to... See, that's another annoyance. His legs are so kind of tight that getting him into a pose he can fight you a little bit, but that's actually a pretty cool pose. So he can do what you need and get into dynamic looking poses. Like, I'm about to punch a bitch. But yeah, he's, I like this guy. He poses well. So I guess that leads me into my final thoughts on Mr. Motormaster here. Overall, I'm rather pleased with him. He's actually... I kind of picked up all these guys on a whim, and he's been one of the... Payback. He's been one of the ones that I've been playing around with the most, and I kind of got a kick out of him. And just... I'm surprised at how much I'm liking the Combiner Wars figures, especially this guy. Like, I love Motormasters being a repaint of Optimus Primes, because that just works in my head so well. Like that custom Motormaster that I showed off. It's just, I like that concept. But anyway, overall opinion of the guy is positive. I like this guy. He helped sell me on my desire to go ahead and pick up both Menasor and Defensor. I forgot his name for a moment. I like this guy. I like him a lot. I'm looking forward to getting the next ones. So there's my thoughts on the guy. I'm curious to know what you guys think. What'd you think of the opening? What'd you think of the figure itself? Let me know any comments you guys have. See ya. Bye. I must go. My planet needs me.